Today we are here to discuss about Terranaut Nepal program that is designed to have an access for all Nepalese to the space conditions applied that they have to play our game called Cosmo Run Space Dash, which is only available at the moment for Android users. And those users who don't have Android phones, they don't want to play the game in their mobile phones, they can also use their desktop computers or laptops using emulators to play the game as well. And though it's a game, it's not an usual game. So today we have a guest from Terranaut Space Exploration, uh, Bimal Thomas, as well as we have Vishal. So they will be soon joining us today's session. So we'll be discussing about this program, and this webinar session is especially to discuss about Terranaut program today, and about the main game that we are using for this program. So I hope more people to join us today, so that we will have fruitful discussions, and also those people who are getting confused about our program, like what kind of program it is, confused about the Terranaut program, and like how the selections are done. There are many queries coming to us, so that's why we thought to have this session today, so that we can give you more overview and insight about the program, and also the mobile apps, the online game app, mobile app. That is the only gateway to the program called Terranaut, and the Nepal version is called Terranaut Nepal. So Terranaut Nepal will select three players from the mobile game Cosmo Run Space Dash. If you have not downloaded the game, it's a little bit big, about 250 MB plus. So I strongly encourage you, if you are watching this live video now, I strongly encourage you to download the game and start playing. So one of the main criteria to be in our Terranaut program, Terranaut Nepal, is to play the game. So the main criteria will be the score that you will do in the program, and that will be the basis for the selection. Of course, there are really more activities going on how you can score more. There are many players playing very nice, scoring quite high. So you might have some feeling that, oh, how can I do a good score when there are already players who are doing quite a good session. Don't bother about that. So if you play continuously, we have like Kachuara Khoraiko's story. So if you play continuously, it's about exploration. It's not about like the pulsative things. We need continuation. So we design the game in such a way that we test many things while people are playing our game, and we confirm that whether people are ready to go for space trainings or not. And this will absolutely providing an access for three Nepalese to go to the Russia for the space uh, astronaut cosmonaut training. So we will have our speakers soon. So I'm waiting for them. And also, for those people who wants to join us today but don't know how to do, please go to the NASO Facebook page, where you will find the link to join us in this session. So we can only take 100 people in, because we have that account to have 100 people in, and thanks to International Astronomical Union for providing this platform for us today. It's OAD. Where you will find the link to join us. I would like to thank them as well for providing an access to this app. So if you have any queries related to this program, you can write your comments down this live, so that we'll try to address those queries as much as possible. So we're waiting for our guest today, Bimal Thomas from Terraztra Space Exploration, who is the main person of the Terraztra, and also the creator of Terranaut program, which we thought of introducing in July 2017. And that was a follow-up of my meeting along with my colleague Manisha Dua in Mexico, that we had some discussions about how we can create an opportunity for more people, for our people, to have access to space. So this is how we are working hard, and we launched the program in July, have some preliminary survey, first round of pre-registrations where 652 people got registered, and we gave them special access to the app. But unfortunately, those people were not playing. Actually, they are not playing the game as we are expecting. So this session will be an insight for us how we can make this environment more friendly and user friendly, in fact. So how we can encourage people to use our mobile apps to become a part of this historic program in Nepal, which is brought to here for all of us, and also in creating an opportunity for us to go to the Russia to have space training. I think we have a guest here, so still not attended. So I'm waiting for Vishal. Vishal, if you are there, so I'm waiting for you in the webinar so that we can have discussions and your reviews on through this live. So it looks you're watching this live in our page, but I don't see you in a webinar. So in between, if you have any queries, hello UKS, greetings from here. So how are you doing then? Voice, I think it should be okay now. I forgot to switch on my microphone earlier. So it's when we are waiting for our guest today. So I would like to ask you to do a small comment, or to do a comment in this live in our Facebook page, which also goes feed as a feed to our Twitter account. So you can have your interaction there as well. But I don't have access to Twitter at the moment, so I'm just using this Facebook. So you can put your queries there, and also if you are playing the game, we strongly encourage to have have an interaction today for all the problems that you're facing. If you're facing some problems while playing the games, or if you have any unclear ideas, if you have any issues understanding the program in a proper way, and any doubts like whether the programs get implemented or not, or if there is some criteria to get it realized. Let me tell you one thing, that the only thing is, when I had a deal with Terraztra Space Exploration representing NASO, that we thought we received many queries that many people wants to get involved in the space, and they cannot afford it. They don't have a proper educational background. So we had an idea that we can create something regardless of age. Of course, we have some age criteria at the moment, 18 to 65, because some legal issues that some of the experiments, the simulators activities, some of the activities in the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonautic Training Center is not allowed for the people below 18 years. So that's why we set it for 18 to 65 years at the moment. And anyone who wants to take part in Terranaut Nepal program must be a Nepali citizen. It's not necessary he should be living in Nepal. He can be anywhere, but he must hold a Nepali citizenship. And also he must download and play the game. So are not playing the game, and that means you are not in the program. So playing a game is one of the component of the program. In fact, the major component of the program. So you have to play the game. So if you don't play the game, then you are not in the program. So please keep in mind that you are playing the game regularly so that you can score better. day by day. Because you get lives every day, and you can save your lives watching ads that is displayed in the app as well. So we have more people joining us in our Facebook Live, but I'm still waiting for our guest to join us. Yeah, okay, Vishal, we are waiting for you. So we will have Bishal first, and I hope Bimal will be able to join us around 8:30. So 15 more minutes to go for him to join us. Uh, and he will be able to give the first-hand insight because he created this event. So we have Vishal in. So welcome, Vishal, to today's webinar.
Thank you. Yeah. So
let us know something about your company, the Sroth Games, because before we discuss and have your reviews on, I think our audience and viewers should know about what you're doing through your companies and why we are here together to discuss about our special game for the Terranaut Nepal Cosmo Run Space Dash. Please.
Okay. Yeah. Sroth Games is all about Nepali culture and architecture that we represent in the realm of games. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to make a game that will go global, which will represent our Nepal culture, art, myths, and everything. That's the aim we are trying to capture in our company, and we're trying to go global so that it will help to recognize our game through Nepali cultures. That's the main theme of our company. So we have already published more than 6 games. First one was Hakuran game. It was named for a movie. It was a kind of a first project for us. Then secondly, we developed the game called Terrnaut. In that, we had kept Nepali culture structures like Tarara, temples like Bodhanath, so that people can know what we are doing in our game. So there are a few more games that is based on cultures, our cultures like Dasai and Tihar. It was a goat venture. That game represent Khasi, and that Khasi needed to run from the village people so that it won't get caught down in Dasai, and children could play it. And the next one was Firework. It was the kind of game and that tells young children to be safe while they play with crackers so that they don't get hurt. So it was a more kind of informative game also. So that's the main thing I want to say about my company right now.
Thank you, Vishal, for the input, and we are really, glad to know that youths are doing quite a lot good in this programming and gaming arena, right from here in Kathmandu Valley. So, sorry, you have access to the game that we are promoting at the moment, and many queries from the people. So I hope you have played the Cosmo Run Space Dash as well. So how do you find this game different than the other games which you are producing and also playing? I saw that you are you are a game player as well. You play a lot. So you must have played the game as well. So how do you find the Cosmo Run Space Dash when playing?
Okay, talking about that game, it's really nice game, first of all. The main thing is I loved about the game was the graphic and the story mode. The way they have in the game, the story have been represented. It's really cool and it's really nice and it's most engaging. I think there must be a slight improvement on the user interface. Like it must be user friendly, moreover, because when I opened it at the first time, the menus were kind of messy. So there should be some improvement on that. It will help people to the game must be when you see the game, when you open it up, the user interface must be simple and easy, so that even the smallest child can understand what is the game is about. So that when I open the game, I'm the gamer, so I have played lots of game. So for me, I think the graphic, the game running, the person that runs in the game, I think it's astronaut, right? Yeah, and you have and when he runs on that broken buildings and all, and as he runs away, So there was slightly a second delay when you roll over and when you jump up. So that can be improved. So basically, talking about the game, I think it's like 75% okay for me. So if we improve it more, there'll be more user engagement. I think so. That's the thing I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, definitely. So our main objective is to have more engaging and user-friendly games. But
Yes.
again, NASO technically is not developing the game. The game is
Okay.
developed by Terraztra Space Exploration. We are just introducing the program because the program really allows our people to have an access to the space for free. Because those people who play the game, they will be a part of our Terranaut program, and
Yeah. Right.
top three players will get selected to go for the training, 5 to 7 days or maybe 10 days.
Okay.
We haven't decided yet because we are looking for more engaging environment. Though we launched the app November 10th, we thought of doing that on October 4th, but we did that in November 10th during the World Science Day, and we already have 500 plus downloads, which is not very bad, and we have quite a
Mhm.
good number of players playing it. Anyone can have a look who is playing, how much it's scoring, because it's an online game. So if you don't have internet, they can play, and later on when they get internet connectivity, they will get updated version and scores loading up. So
Yeah.
yeah, we are trying our best, and I think Bimal and his team at Terraza will try to improve this game as we discussed today. So that's why we try to bring the reviewers in the platform today for the discussions, and also the developer ends, so that they will really understand. Also the players, those players who are already into the game, who are a part
Mhm.
of Terranaut Nepal, and might get a chance to go to Russia if they be a good scorer, because
That-
and that's the original idea, that top three players, top three scorers will get a chance to go to Russia. So we tell it, we advertise it to be around June during World Cup, but it may be a little bit delayed because not everything is our hand and Terraza hand, because first we need a good engagement in the game, and then we have to book for. We already had an agreement. Terraztra Space has an agreement with the training center, but we need to figure out. Okay, these dates are for us, so we need the dates for the training to us. So we have to book the place, and for that, yeah, sometimes it may, we afraid that we may not get the time slot exactly that we are looking for, and we are hoping that to complete this program by September 2018 as
Okay.
possible, by late. So we are. I hope Bimal will join today. So he said he will be doing events because today is April 12th. So the day when Yuri Gagarin went to the space, the first human in space, starting the space era. So it's a part of tribute, our tribute to Yuri Gagarin as well. So opening an avenue for us for the space exploration. So when you play the game, so how do you like the theme, that space exploration? I had a discussion with Bimal and other team, because we received many queries about the game, like they cannot go to second round, and they play a lot, and they don't see any point that they can go to the second level. So how do you see it? I mean, I got an info from the Bimal why he did it, but maybe I don't know whether I should reveal it or not here. So that's why I'm waiting for him. But how do you find from the player's perspective that you keep on playing and playing and playing same scenarios repeats again and again, same every day you play the same thing like monotonous. How do you find it actually?
Okay. Talking about the level, it will be like as a player, if I be playing a same level again and again, if there are some benefits, like I'll be playing, and if I get some boost up, and if I get some extra coins, and if I get some hints, like if I'm running and if I got a asteroid hit, and in that asteroid I may get small hints so that I can cross the next level. So that will help people to stay in that level and try it for more and more time. If there is same format of playing, even I get bored. So that
Yeah.
will make players uninstall the app. So there
Uh,
must be something to engage them frequently.
Yeah,
There must
that's
be, yeah.
yeah. Please.
As a hardcore gamer, and it will be like, if it's more tough, it will be like competitions and competing for own self to reach the next level. That will be also helpful for us.
Okay, so I mean, from the players or general perspective, so what do you think of space, Vishal? So, what is space all about, and what is about space exploration? So, how do you
Okay.
see? Is it a cheerful moment, or is it like the monotonous environment?
As a normal people and as a gamer, for me it will be like stargazing, right? Like traveling from space. When you talk about space and all, it will be like more interesting. It will be like a fantasy for a normal people. We even haven't seen it. We will be seeing it on TV and on the medias, but actually knowing about it through the game would be really helpful for us. Normal people understanding about the space through the game, it is one of the most, I think, effective way to represent.
Yeah, but my queries was like, when you think of space, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the misconceptions among people that this game is not a normal game. The people
No.
first have to realize this is a game, a mobile game. The Android version only available, but they have to keep in mind that everyone who is playing this game or who is intending to play the game, keep in mind that this is not a normal game. It's a game designed to prepare a space exploration people. So
Yeah.
space, that means, when we talk about space, we everyone is talking about Mars exploration and all, and so one day people will go there. So how many people can manage to go there at the first stage? So maybe few, quite a few, two, three.
Right.
And the very basic thing we have to see is we have to see their psychology. In fact, this game we are checking the psychological status of people as well, how confident, how continuous, how laborious, and how firm they are for the ideas to go to the space. It's not a quick. I mean, space is something that it's pretty hard to get, and people really have to be very honest with their aim, with their goal, and they have to get with it. So this game is designed in a such way that we have people in an environment of monotonous thing. Like you see, the same thing is happening, but again, when you are doing the same stuff, your scores are increasing because
Yeah.
you get coins and you get other powers as well, which you can realize. So scores are increasing, and you can save lives as well. So the more you play, the more you are able to control over it, and you can score more. So the only thing we are looking for forward through this game at the moment is to have a continuous approach for one idea, and to move ahead. The first point. uh, if Bimal joins us in few minutes, he will give more insights on it. But from my perspective, from the discussions we have, we want to test. Sometimes at some point, Bimal says, "Suresh, your people failed in psychological test because they wrote different emails, giving galis and all to us. So because this is bullshit, this game is not going to happen. It's not. Please send some people up. So this is some kinds of, we need to test people's this interest and motivation. Space is something, it's not accessible for everyone. So it is a very hard job that we try to create this program, and it is opportunity for us because Bimal had vision to have a program where there is no space program before. So since Nepal has no program before, like unlike India has space program. So he did not start this program in India because, but we don't have space program. So it is a way to give our people an access to space. But we really want to test the people, how dedicated they are, how motivated they are, and how how firm they are to handle the situation, that they will stay with any kinds of situation and move forward. I mean, that's why I really want to convey the message that this is not a normal game. It is something different that you haven't played before. Though it looks same like Temple Run and other games, but it has some components that we are using to judge people, because we have to select people. So I got many queries how game can select people, and this is one of the criteria. So we also had two missions done in December, that egg drop experiment and the climate change essay competition. People submitted their reports, and those people who submitted their reports, they were provided, because we have the email address, they already provided their rewards in the game. The only thing is they have to explore. We didn't say that what rewards they were given. Again, I would like to highlight space is all about exploration. So we don't give any hints. It's there. So there are places, there are powers we have given to the people which they can use to go to the next level. But since people forget about exploration, they write to us, and they also called us that, oh, there is no, I think there is no next level, because what we found that they lack passion. They are really, really, like, they really want to go to space, and that doesn't work actually in space. You really have to be very firm and confident and calm to go to space. That's really, I think, people should know who are playing or who intend to play the game, that they need to realize this is not this is a game, online mobile app available for Android, but this is not a normal game like Temple Run and all. I mean, the motives behind the game are different. So our motives is to select the people and to check their overall and overall status, in terms of their motivations, their psychological status as possible. So I'm not an expert on it. Bimal and team are working hard on that part, and we are getting feedbacks from that team time and often, because we started this program back in November 10. But very few people are continuously playing it. Only 15 to 20, I guess. If you go and check the app, not though we have 500 plus downloads, people are not everyone is playing, and this is something that people really have to realize. Unless you play every day continuously, you are not achieving your goal, and that's the spirit of space. So you have to be continuous, you have to be highly motivated, and you have to have a strong position on your ideas. So that's the only way that you can get forward in this game. I mean, those who are playing, if you can also register. I mean, even you are 18 to 65 age Nepali citizen, you can be a part. And who knows, I mean, I'm an organizer, so I don't take part in it. So but you can take part in it, and nobody knows that maybe you are the one who will go to the Russia for the space training, and you will get an opportunity to do all the simulations, microgravity experiments and all. Yeah.
Right. I think the game must be game is about right. It's about fun and all. So you must take some users who gives you comments and views. That also helps a lot in the game development process. So what we do in our game is that when we publish the game, the ratings and all the comments that we get in our Play Store, those comments helps us a lot. So the information you are trying to provide the people, that must reach to the people. So they will just open the game, and before they know anything about it, they play it. If they don't like its UI and UX, they easily uninstall it. So before they play it, they must understand what is the game about. So if you will be able to provide that information to them, it will make them think twice to play that game. So that will be really helpful, I think.
Yeah, so we have some queries on Dio Durga Upadhyay says, please clarify about dark matter in space. Sorry, Leo, this program is not to discuss about dark matters, unfortunately. So we are discussing about Terranaut Nepal, and as a part of our tribute to the first man in space, and we are discussing about mobile games and about Terranaut Nepal, that how you can participate, how you can join the program, and how you can move forward. We'll be glad if you ask any questions relevant to to our sessions today, and you can ask such questions in another session, so which we will be hosting in future. So dark matter, because Bishal and I are not an expert in dark matter anyway. So we need to have someone from that area, the expert, to have your questions answered. I hope it's fine to you. Yeah, Bishal. So have you heard anyone besides you playing this game? I mean, we had some discussions, and you said you will discuss it to your colleagues. And how did you find them? I mean, did they say any reviews from their perspective different than yours, or I mean, how do you see it?
Okay, after you told me about the game, I tried to I played for myself first of all. The next I did was I let my developers to play those games. So the first thing, as a developer point of view, they think that it was a nice game. It has been seen like a lot of effort have been done to develop this graphic unit, and the most thing is the UI must be really simple. I'm talking about it again and again. The user interface must be so easy that people will easily understand about it. The main thing is if the player doesn't understand how to play the game and how does the comic that astronaut runs through that area and what is about in the next level, the information must be really easy so that it will hint the player to play it again. So I think me as a gamer, if I talk about the game, I have already told you again, I think the user interface is slightly can be made more effective.
So is there any way that Sroth code can help Terraztra Space and NASO to make it more interactive? I mean,
Yeah, there are lots of things we can do together. As I am a marketing guy, I'm doing a marketing in my office. So I think the main problem right now is that the information is not been shown to the people. It's like a biggest offer you are providing to the people. So that's the main point that will help us to make people realize about the game and let them play it. So
okay.
the next thing a Sroth code can do is that there are lots of things we can do it together, like doing engagement programs and all, more development in the UI and UX, and we can do lots of competitions and all that will help people to engage in the games. So there are lots of things we can do it together. And
Okay.
marketing points, there are lots of marketing points that we can work on, like ASO, CPI campaigns. There are lots of things that can help game boost and reach people, not only in Nepal, in different places of the world. Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you. I have noted down your suggestions so that I can forward it if Bimal is unable to join us today. So how about the size? We got a very many queries on like about size. The complaints that the game is quite big.
Yep.
So I'm not an expert. I'm not a game player developer. So is there any way to reduce the size from the current size so that anyone can play? I mean, when I had a discussion with Bimal, that he said we tried our best to make the size as small as possible, and this is the only size that we can get down. So do you find, I mean, from your developer perspective, you might have explored some possibilities as well to get the size reduced, or I mean, the size that we are offering at the moment is okay for the players who really want to play the game?
Okay. In that size matter, I think I have to talk with my developer team first of all, because I am also not expert on this. So there might be possible, like we can do lots of things to manage the game that can help. That will help to reduce the size. So at the first, I must talk to my team, so they should see how it's possible, and I can give you more feedback on that. Right now, it's a bit not possible.
Okay, thank you. So we have some queries from the participants in the webinar. So what if they denied for taking us to Russia, as number of people getting with this game is too few? The fact is, anonymous attendees. Okay, fine. You don't want to reveal your identity. And the fact is, we are a bit optimistic. So we don't want to be pessimistic, because when we started this game, this program, in fact, we started. We take the risk of introducing this game because every day we get a lot of queries from public that we really need some kinds of program like this that allow us to go to space or to have some space training. But there was no program. And when we have a rough survey that we found, there are a lot of people who wants to get involved, and we got a little bit excited to run this program. But unfortunately, frankly speaking, at today's time, we are not this game. And those people who really want to go to have space training, they are not playing this, and which is quite disappointing. But that's why we are trying to different approach, and we are having close discussions with Terraztra and other partners, like one of the partners, Sroth. That's why we put this webinar today, that to explore and also know people that we are working. We are not closed. We haven't closed this program. Our attempt is to exercise this program this year, and if not possible, maybe next year, but we'll make it happen, and we'll make it happen together. So it is not possible without you. We have to play. We have to engage. If you are listening live through our Facebook page, Twitter, or webinar, please play the game. Without the engagement, it is a bit impossible for us. But that doesn't mean we have to start out this program. It is possible for us to have realize this program. But what if 3 people are playing and they got selected? There's no use. I mean, we just did not start this program to just have few people playing it and select them for training. We really want this program as a motivational platform to encourage people to realize the human explorations and how we can plan further to go to the Mars in by 2030 or 2050, as it happens. It's just creating a people ready. And in fact, we are also working side by side to introduce Terranaut Junior next year. So that definitely tells you that no, we are not going to shut down this program. And please keep in mind that it is NASO to select whether people go to Russia or not. It's not Terraztra. It is a facilitating partner. They are a partner who wants to implement. We are partner, and those people, we are having close discussion with them, and NASO has a full responsibility of running this program and closing this program in Nepal. So we really want to run this program because we took a great risk running this program, and we really hope to get through it. And it is possible only with your engagement. So we encourage every people to play this game, who love science, who love space, to be a part of this program and to make it go ahead. But we are not thinking of closing this program, and we haven't thought of what if. I mean, at this current time, we are ready to take anyone who play. Like there are 2-3 people are playing die hard, so we don't want to crash their hope. So we want to get their motivation, green signal to go ahead. But at side by side, we also want to encourage more people to be a part of it, because it may be possible that when they are scoring quite high, other people are having a perception that we cannot score more, so we cannot be top 3. It's not true. They may get low score and you get higher. It all depends about how continuously you play and how many hours you play a day. And there are many ways to save your life. So you can watch 20 seconds video to get 5 lives. So that is, I think, enough. And every day you get quite a lot of lives every day. So if you lost your life, next day you play the game, you get new life. So it's kind of, when you are done with your lives, it's not that you are stopped. Next day, every day is a new day. Like zone players, I think they have a slogan that every day is a new day. This game gives you an opportunity to play the game with few lives every day. So all we are looking forward is your continuous engagement. So I hope this answer satisfies you. So if you are playing the game and among a few people playing it, please play. if you are among the people who are having doubts that whether I should play this game or not, maybe there are few people and they will shut down the program. No, we have not thought of shutting down this program till now, and we won't do that. So unless it's very critical, and it's not that very bad,
Hmm.
we thought of having about over lakh people in, but that was not the case. So that was our miscalculations, maybe perhaps. But having 500 plus downloads within few months is not very bad. I mean that we're looking at the trend that on game downloads and how people are playing. Maybe Bishal can give more insights over it rather than me, because I'm not a very good player. I used to play Mario when I was child and used to go to schools, but I don't play games in my mobile phone quite often. So
Mhm.
Bishal, so how do you see that having a game started public in November 10, and to this today's times having 500 plus downloads? How do you see these statistics? Is it a good sign, or for the program like this, or it's not very good, from your perspective?
Talking about the downloads, I think there can be more downloads. The downloads rate 500 plus is a bit not satisfactory, I think, as a developer view and a marketing view as well, because it shows that it haven't been able to reach to the people. So we can do lots of things to help to increase downloads and increase people engagement on the game. So there are lots of tricks, tools that we can use for that. The most better would be our organic downloads. So the information flow must be accurate to the people. And 500, I think the 500 people who have downloaded the games might be more interested, because the engagement level must be high. I think I think still there are few players playing the game. So can you tell me some the impression, like how many people are still playing?
No,
I think it's
everyone can have. We don't have special permission to look into the data, so
okay.
it's online. You can have a look at it. We understand that the marketing perspective is quite not good, but like we had an announcement about this program through Kantipur National Delhi, and which was shared quite a lot. Also, it was featured by Republica, but the amount of trust that we were expecting from the people is very low. People are not believing that Nepalese can also do this. So that's the biggest, factor that is hampering this program at the moment. That how can a Nepali do this? How can Nepali go to space? I mean, they don't believe themselves. They are not believing themselves, and also they are not getting assurance that whether the program will be implemented or not. And being a chairman, a responsible person of NASO, I assure everyone watching this live show that we are committed to implement this program at any cost. But without your support, it is not possible.
Right.
So we can make it happen. So Nepali can go for training for free in Russia, because if free means doesn't means there is no cost. Someone has to bear the cost. So if the program is good, engagement is good, so there will be corporate house reaching out for us, because it is not a simple program that we are running. So it's not as simple as even the shows are coming up in television channels, the reality shows, the adventurous shows. It's really adventurous, but people are not getting trust because the program is pretty new, and the company which started is also pretty new. It's a startup company. So I got a lot of queries and a lot of feedback from the people that they are not getting the ample trust because the company is new, and they are not getting assurance whether it will implement it or not. But from our side, we are committed to do that. If Terraztra at some point fails to do this, so we have access. In fact, I am also general secretary now of Nepal Russia Science Society, which I guess gives me an access to have discussions, official discussions with the Russian side as well. I don't need to be the officials there to have that discussion, but definitely as a youth, as a science lover, as a science advertiser or science activist, I have that opportunity to convey my message to the Russian government, which is very a good friend of Nepal for quite a long time. You know, like when Yuri Gagarin was in space during Sputnik time and Yuri Gagarin time, Nepal used to have a lot of books translated in Nepali from Russian space exploration. So you can still find those books available at the Russian library. So they are always happy to support. They're always ready to support, and based on that interactions, our collaboration with Russian Center of Science and Culture for last decades, we see a clear perspective that we see that we can make it happen. So it is possible. But again, I would like to repeat, it is possible only when we work together. I only cannot make it happen. Bishal can only cannot make it happen. I mean, its space is to give a message that united with together. So space is for unification. Space is for common voice. So here we are not having common voice. People are having different opinions. So they are writing random queries that we appreciate their feedbacks and times they are putting on, and we are trying to answer them. But we really appreciate if you play the game and share your feedbacks to us, and we try our best to improve, as Bishal highlighted, the game, that to make it more user friendly, more loadable. I would say anyone can play it in Android version, unfortunately, because I don't think the iOS version will be available soon, because there is some issues with this Russia, America, I guess. I don't know what happened to them, but at least Android version is available. So we have some queries for you, Vishal. There is, I think someone wrote to you that from Leo Durga Upadhyaya. He says, what can we do from this game? Please give your answer slowly.
I didn't understand the question.
Okay, I copy this in a chat box, so you can have a look so that you can answer it. Let me do. I'm sending the queries to you. Okay, panelist. Yep. So this is the queries from Leo Durga Upadhyaya. So he wants to know,
what can we do from the game? What can we do from this game? Please give your answer slowly. So he's asking about, I think, what can we do from the game? I think that's the main theme. It's about traveling for training, right? And knowing more about it. So in a game is for fun, actually, but I think this game is giving more information, not just to play it, and to understand about the space. And it's a really awesome opportunity to go somewhere else, which is not even people right now here think about it. So I think it is like, it's not just a game. I think I can give a tagline about a big opportunity. For me, if I have understood the theme of the game, right? So for me, it's not just a game. It's like a big opportunity for me to know lots of things, which I just think about it. So I really quite didn't get his question, but I think I answered it somewhere correctly, a little bit.
We have some connection problem, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the main. I mean, if I would like to add on Bishal's input. So, yeah. So the main idea of the game is training you for space exploration. For that, one of the basic idea is you need to be a passionate person. You know, calm, ekdamai shant, त्यो हुनु पर्यो. So we are trying to do that. So the basic idea is we need to check your passions, how motivated you are, because space is something that is not accessible for all, but we are going to give you an access. So how committed are you to have that access to you? So that's the only thing you can you can get at this moment, and we are giving that opportunity to all
I
the
think
players who play the game.
first step of the it's not a game. Let's take it like it's a first training you are getting to go to the
Yes,
space.
exactly.
First training you are getting.
So it's exactly, yeah. It's not a game. It's a first step training to go for the next level. So next level, in fact, people are asking. I mean, there are a few levels in the game as well, but it's a step one in the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonautic Center in Russia. That's the final stage, and the final, I would say, if because we haven't opened, Terranaut is not open yet for other countries. So the original advertisement by the company may not be applicable at the moment, that sending one people to space, but that is also dependent, that depends on the amount of people who plays this game. So if we have more engagement, we can send. I have an agreement with NASO, have an agreement with Terraztra that we are able to send one person among three to the stratosphere. So it is possible, but it is not possible if we have very less engagement. If we have good engagement, so we can send one people among those three to go to the Age of the Space program. It's a title of the flight called Age of the Space, which allows you to go to 18 to 25 kilometer from the Earth surface, and you will have an opportunity to see the curved Earth. So the curvature, you'll be able to see that. So we are not sending people to 100 kilometers, the Kármán lines, which is pretty expensive. I think Terraztra is not able to, afford that, but they are definitely able to afford, because it's going to be a big company soon. They are working a lot with many companies in Mexico, in Africa, in India, and we are happy to partner with them for this outreach program. So we have one queries in webinar. Hello, I am from Cabre, and I want to know why this game, why not other programs, because the game is somehow, I think, not related to the result of this program. The game is the main part of the program, which we announced during the first round of selection. We call it pre-selection. That was, in fact, a survey of the people to know how many people are interested. Because when we had an agreement with Terraztra, we said, look, we have thousands of people interested in this space. They really want to be a part of it. And then Bimal said, okay, let's run this program. But I said earlier that we got a little bit disappointed because we have very few people interacting with this game. So we had about 8,000 impression in our website, Terraztra Space, and actually 652 people managed to register their details in our database. So those people were provided the link, special access to the app before we make it public on November 10th. So that's the catch. But none of the people, most of them are not playing. And one of the feedback, or I would say complaint receiving from the Terraztra, that your people are not checking emails. They don't check emails. So that's maybe it went to the spam. But when you apply for the program, and you are highly motivated, we guess you definitely check and get excited for it. So please, if you are among 652 people, so I encourage you to download this app and start playing. So unless you play the game, you are not in the game. That was just a test to see how many people are interested, and also to do beta test, which nobody plays. So we didn't realize the mistakes and problems in the game, which we realized later on. People started playing and they reported us, and we improved a lot, and we still have to improve a lot. That's where we wanted to focus today's discussion as well. So if you are a part of it, you were among 652 people who were selected in the pre-selection round. Please start playing the game. Again, there is a rumors that okay, only these 652 people will be a part of it. So that will NASO select 3 people out of this? No, that was just a first test. So the game is open to everyone. Now, whoever is 18 to 65 years old, Nepali citizen, downloads the game and start playing, is a part of Terranaut Nepal program. So you don't have to be a part of the 652. You don't have to be a part of mission 1 and 2. That was only for a few rewards, which we already provided in the game. So if you are not playing the game, means start downloading the game, start playing and explore your rewards in the game. So rewards are waiting for you. So start exploring. Space is all about exploration. So I guess this is information that we can say at this moment to you. And you really, if you are amongst 652, you really have to download and play the game and get your rewards there. So there is no way to get your rewards outside of this game. So everything will be given through this game. So that's why we want to make it a central, streamlined, rewarding and evaluating system using mobile, because everyone is using mobile. And if you look at the statistics of number of mobile phones used every day throughout the world, the Androids are on top. So that's why we choose to launch first Android version and also the game to test the people and get ready them for the space exploration program. So we have, I hope we answered this. I make it done. So if you are listening and watching this live, so please put your queries if you have any. So if you are in a webinar, you can put your queries in Q&A section. If you are watching this live through our Facebook page or Twitter, I don't have access there. So if you're watching this on Facebook, so you can put your queries on comments so that we can read it out and we try to answer your queries as possible.
So I think you got another question there. Someone is asking about, are the people playing who are less than 18 years old not a part of the project? I think there's a question there.
Where I didn't see it. In webinar?
Oh yeah,
okay.
I think
yeah. So okay, yeah. So are the people playing who are less than 18 years old not a part of this project? Unfortunately, yes. So that's why those 500 plus downloads actually have a major portion by 18 below 18 people. That's what motivated us to think of and have discussions to start Terranaut Junior. So those who are turning 18 next year, so unfortunately for them, they are not a part of it. But those who are 13 plus, so the program will be Terranaut Junior that we are planning to introduce next year will be for 13 to 17 years old people, Nepali citizen. So they can be a part of it. And if they start playing this game from now and they are not like 18 next year, they have better chances to have good score and good understanding of the game, and they can score better. They can understand the game, and they can be on top. So they can start playing from now for the next year. Possibly we are starting Terranaut Junior. So unfortunately, this year they are not a part of this project because if we tag them, they are not allowed to do some of the experiments that we are planning in Russia. They are not allowed to do that. So they are not allowed to do centrifuge, some because of legal issues. So they have to be 18 or above.
They can play the game and get some information about the game. Not you can play it for fun also, right?
Yeah.
So not about prizes, about fun also. So if they play that game, they will understand about the next game or the campaign you may run about the just you told right now about the junior one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can play it for fun. It's not, the restriction is only for the prizes, not for fun, right? So you can play it.
Yeah, fun and the exploration. It's not the restriction is not on.
Yes.
So yeah, are there any queries from the participants? Please feel free to write. So we still have a few minutes to run. So it seems Bimal won't be able to join because he said he tried to join. So he has work, and that finishes 8:30 p.m. Moscow time. I don't know. I have to check the time. What time is it? But maybe he's not joining, but we definitely am taking notes of the queries, also the feedback from Bishal, so that we can take it forward and we can make the app more friendly, user friendly and interactive as possible.
Yeah, we can set up a meeting and talk more through about it and make it more good for the Nepali people so that they can understand play. So it will be really good to work with you guys, because it will be really helpful for us also. It will let us to
So,
understand the people perspective and the way they play the game. The game is more about, it's better to get feedback from the gamers rather than developers, because we are, when the game is developed, it's all about the players and the people who doesn't know about the game. If they don't know and if they play it, I think it's the good thing for us.
yeah, so we have some queries in. So Sankalpa Baral in Facebook writes, "Hi, what is the topic, guys?" Okay, so it seems so. The today's topic is about Terranaut Nepal, so which is a unique opportunity for Nepali to go to space, technically, but at least we can go for space training at the moment if we have good engagement, and not to the space. But if we have very good engagement, we can go to the space, so-called space. It's not very space as defined, the 100 kilometer from Earth's surface, but definitely you'll be able to see if you get selected. And there is not, it's not locked. So many people wrote us that, is it a lucky draw or something like that, so get selected? Yeah, for Russia, Coca-Cola is doing, and you can get selected and you can go to Russia. Why should I play the game? I mean, you need to know the differences between Coca-Cola doing Russia trip and NASO doing the Terrnaut Nepal to take participants to be a part of space training in Russia. We have one more queries from Kiran Chaulagai. Can we be a part of it if we are starting in foreign country? Of course, you must be a Nepali citizen to be a part of Terranaut Nepal. So when it is open for other countries, so if you are from other countries and that is designated for your country, then you can be a part of it. I guess you are Nepali, so you can easily be a part of it. Download the game, start playing, and you are already part of Terranaut Nepal. So its age matters, 18 to 65. Citizenship matters, but location does not matter. So you can be anywhere in the world, but you must be a Nepali citizen to be a part of Terranaut Nepal.
But you should have the game in your mobile.
Yeah. Uh, okay, so no queries. I think let's, where's that? So if participants, if you have any queries, please put that in a Q&A section so that we can read it out and we can try to answer as possible. For those of you who just joined us in Facebook Live, which is quite effective actually than webinar. So 21 people watching us so at the moment. So those viewers, if you have any queries related to this program, so if you are not aware what we are talking about, then let me brief you quickly that we are talking about our program called Terranaut Nepal, providing an access to space training. I would be more precise in Russian. So the program uses a mobile game called Cosmo Run Space Dash, which you can download from your Google Play Store and also Google Apps desktop. And if you are between 18 to 65 years old, a Nepali citizen, it doesn't matter where you stay, whether you are in Nepal, India, US, Australia, anywhere, Europe, Russia, anywhere, but you are Nepali citizen and 18 to 65 years old, so you can be a part of this program. And if you score higher, you become top 3 player, you get an opportunity to go to Russia for this training. Technically in June, but it may prolong up to December. So we may host it in in September as well. So as per the current plan and agreement with Terraztra Space Exploration. So this is a little bit brief about the program. And so if you have any queries, please feel free to write us so that we'll be able to answer. So please feel free to write. So let me check some comments. Have you seen, please clarify, we answered this. Okay, Kiran answered this. I think we don't have any queries on it. So, talking about this Hakuran, I really like that game, Vishal. So, in fact, I would thank this OMG group, online media group, with which we partnered, did MOU last year. I guess not last year. We did that. Last year we did MOU with Robotics Association of Nepal, ran, because we really wanted to do something further together, because we believe in partnership. And in January, we had MOU with Online Media Group, which is a bunch of online media actively working, creating awareness in society, such as Routine of Nepal Banda, Troll Nepal, Meme Nepal, etc. So
Okay.
we signed with the group an agreement, and we had this exposure session in Can Infotech, actually, which made us in contact together, right? So Can Infotech was a milestone for us to be together and discuss like this, where I saw Hakuran stand there, and you came to our stall to know more about astronomy and space, and we had this agreement, and this is a really good follow-up. And we really want to promote such kinds of motivations and enthusiasm and activities. Like if we want to achieve something, we really need to have follow-up. And I'm really glad to have you with us today, and also to have your commitments to be a part of this program and support to make it more accessible for the public. Because we also realize that the program is not that very visible among public. So it's very limited people are playing, and those people are very interested. Those people are from within our network, but we are not able to go out of our box, I would say, out of a NASO box, to attract more people towards this game and provide this opportunity. So when you talk about competition, people usually don't prefer to share opportunity to others, because they want to be the one who to go to space. But it's something that is driving this program slow. So if we had more people playing it, so there was high chances to still there is chances, because we still have May, June. It's quite difficult for now. I think we can make it to June, because we only have less than 2 months. So it's not. I just realized it's not possible to make it in June, because we need to have ample at least 3 months time for public engagement. So, but definitely we are doing our best to make it by September 2018. So you won't be able to see World Cup. So some of the people wrote me that, oh, so you are giving tickets to World Cup, to this program. No, we have said nothing about that. So we try to make this happen at the same time the World Cup is happening, because if you want to go on your own to watch it, so you will get an opportunity to have it. So that's the only, the catch. We were playing with World Cup. Nothing in connection with that. So, but the program is different. Two programs are different. So we are not offering any tickets of World Cup to participants. We are offering tickets to go to Russia and come back, and the training's free. The program is free. We haven't charged any amount to the participant. And that was the idea, that when we had a meeting with Bimal, that he said, maybe we can charge some money on it, the small token money. I said, no, let's make it free. Because paying some rupees, even a cent, even a paisa from Nepal is not possible. So online is very difficult. So how we do the transaction? So it's quite impossible. So that's why we make it free and also accessible to all. Anyone can play if they have strong passion and there's strong motivation to be a part of this program and go to space training. So we have queries. Actually, it is anonymous again. Actually, it is a program that gives wow chances to Nepalese to see the training center. Why did not you make this game more addictive and interesting to those who don't like space but really like to play games as well? So the engagement could be good, and those who are really interested to go to space could achieve it. Yeah, that's a very good input. I guess I know who put these questions now, because looking at the train of coming up the questions, I can guess who is putting these questions to me now. But okay, so it's up to me. But the fact is, let me remind you, the game is not designed by NASA. So I really want to say this, and we will definitely convey these questions to Terraztra team and their developer teams, so that they will try to make it more interactive, and non-space lovers can also like to play the game. But looking at the theme we are putting in the game and the way we are trying to use this app to measure some of the parameters that a space traveler must have, I don't think non-space lovers would love to play this, because it's not going to be an exciting anyway. It's kind of boring game anyway. But I would definitely convey a message to the developers team in Russia, so they will try to. Yeah.
We'll try to I think it will be, we might collaborate with the team of the developers you have, and as he have said about the game engagement and getting more interesting, so that the uh, people who doesn't know about space also get, will be addicted to that game. So that's the a good point he just given to us. So I think we're gonna make it more interesting, so that it will be more playable, and there will be more bonus rounds and extra benefits to the people who plays that. I think it will be more effective, because the game that have been launched for a few months, it will be like a testing for us. Then we will be understanding the users' view, what they want, what kind of game they requires to play. So after that, we're gonna like simultaneously we're going to upgrade the game, and they will be more interactive. So I think it is possible, not impossible. It won't always be
Okay.
boring. It will be fun also.
Okay. So I mean that's your part, Bishal. Yeah, that's your part. So I will definitely have an environment for both developers in. So we will be happy to collaborate with you, and I think Terraza will be happy to collaborate with you, because getting into this game for Sroth also is a way to to get a global exposure
Yeah.
and to audience, and you have an opportunity to work on a different perspective, space
Yes.
theme. You're basically working on a culture and all, and you're getting a new culture. It's not new, it's old, but the culture that unites everyone. I mean, culture actually, initially culture differentiates, but this space culture is something that unites everyone together. So there is no diversity in space. So it's what someone says. Can you have a look at it, Vishal? Someone wrote some quotes. I don't know what is that. Maybe you can have a look at the Q&A section, because
Okay.
it's not my job.
Okay.
Maybe it's something code that he wants us to put in the game, or I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. This is I am also not into production side, so I am also a bit confused about it.
Okay.
Definitely, I'm gonna ask
Okay.
it to my production team tomorrow.
Yeah, so it seems Bimal is coming. So those who wants to put queries to him, so get ready your queries. So he's joining us. I'm trying to pull him in. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so while he will join us, we still have 15 minutes left. So for the discussion. So yeah, so we are really glad to have Sroth with us, and though we started discussing about in back in January.
Yes.
So all we can do so far is to explore the possibilities, and to see how we can collaborate and how we can move forward to make this unique opportunity more accessible. Though we claim it an unique opportunity, providing access to space for Nepali, at some point, we fail to have reach more people, because we only have 15 about 14,000 now followers, and which among them not everyone is from Nepal, and among them not only in between 18 to 65, not all. And also they might not have any interest to play games. I mean, they are not addicted to games, and they don't have time, or they don't want to play and part of it. So we have quite a few people engaged. So we really want really seek your support to make this program more visible and to get this game access, more visible, and we can work upon it and fix the problems that we get reported by the audience. So whenever someone writes to me, I always say, please play the game and then give your feedback. So because unless you play the game, the feedbacks you are giving may not be the true one. So that may not help us to improve the game. So you have to play the game. Like someone wrote us here that the game is not running in system. I have noted it down. So he said Android Oreo version on my S8 Plus, it's not working. So I have noted it down. So we'll forward it to the team as well. So we'll definitely look into it. So how to fix it. But we really need to know. So, and we get the true information only when you start playing it. So, and then you start sharing your feedbacks. Otherwise, like random, there are people who haven't downloaded this mobile, these games, because those who downloaded and start playing, we see their names in the online. So it's not the offline game. So they haven't played the game, and then they are complaining about the games quite a lot. So we have those people also in the list. But okay, we have. Oh, what is that? 0, 0. I mean, someone is just playing tricks, I guess. Where he got lost again. I'm trying to connect, so he's again lost. So many people maybe did not realize that Terranaut Nepal, or our collaboration with Terraztra Space Exploration, is not only about this Terranaut Nepal program. I mean, this space outreach, putting an opportunity for people, giving an opportunity to go to Russia and get space training. We also had a project for students at IOE, Institute of Engineering, Pulchok campus, where 7 students, including one female student, worked on a payload, which was already, delivered to Mexico. And we had some issues to launch it, and so we got delayed. We plan to launch that in August for tracking the solar eclipse from Mexico to US. But we couldn't do it at that time, but because we had some issues, but we are trying to do it better. And I still need to get an update whether the payload was used again or not, because our student developed that payload, and we facilitate to deliver that payload from Nepal to Mexico, from where it was supposed to get launched. So there are many avenues we are trying to collaborate, and also we file a proposal to United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs for orbital mission experiment. So it's a program that allows people to have a space test, to have your presence on space in ISS. It's not ISS, Dream Chaser at the moment. And we filed space farming concept, and our students, our members, our people who will be working on the project will be working on the communication system. And we had another agreement with the German Space Agency that will support us to develop the system. So we had filed a project in United Nations to send our payload to the space, and it will be multinational payload. Initially, lead is taken by the Terraztra Space Exploration, and we will be a part of it among 6 other nations. So we will be developing the communication platform for that system from about 400 kilometers from Earth's surface to ground station here on Earth, and downlink and uplink facility. And we understand that while doing this payload this payload for balloon for eclipse, we realize that our students really need good mentoring and more expert advice. So then we had contact with a new member, Narayan. So he put us in contact with his supervisor there in ELR. He's an air mid space engineer there, and they have an agreement and we had an agreement, and we find a common project again that we will work on capacity building, so getting our students acquired with more skills to work on space programs, and which is basically focused on IOE, but it's not limited to the Triveni University only. So we are open to take students from Kathmandu University and other university running engineering programs and science programs to be a part of it when it is ready to be implemented. So currently we just filed the proposal. So we were supposed to get some announcement in April this month, but we haven't received any notice yet, notification. So if we get accepted, so we'll be implementing it in, I think, 2021, because the spacecraft, the Dream Chaser, still have to be worked out. Now they are discussing its strength and weaknesses, and looking at all the proposals coming from different corners of the world. They are trying to make it accessible and make it a place which allow every ideas incorporated. So that's, and when we had a technical briefing with UN, they are saying that now, looking at the interest of the people, we don't have the space farm, we have space garden. I mean, there are a lot of people who wants to do experiments with this gardening and space farming stuff. So that was a small updates about our activities with Terraztra. So it is not limited only to our Terranaut Nepal, the space, selecting people going there. So we are having different approaches and different programs and trying to implement different. So people are from different parts, different academic career, different levels, different expertise will get an opportunity to work on it. So recently on March 2016, we announced two working groups. One is Global Navigation Satellite System, which will be led by Narayan Dittal. And we propose to establish a working group on that section by the end of 2018. And also we have another group called Space Robotics, which will be led by Assistant Professor Sudeep Bhattarai at IOE, who is currently doing his PhD in UNSW. And our idea of starting these groups is to realize the importance of space technology and applications. So there are many things we are trying to implement at the moment, despite of many constraints. So one of the major constraints is the human resources that we want to produce again. And again, if we have human resources, we will have the financial constraints also. But if we work together, I think we can make it happen. So it's not possible. So as impossible says, I am possible. All right. So it seems we have to wrap up, but Bimal is not getting connected.
Okay.
So, I will convey all the messages to him, and we will have close discussions through email, and so we'll look forward the way how we will collaborate. NASO, Terraztra, and Sroth can collaborate to make this program more accessible for the people in Nepal and for Nepali people. So I won't say people in Nepal, for Nepali people, so that they can be a part of this unique opportunity. So please, Bishal,
Yeah.
I took a lot of time. So please, if you have anything to share at last, because we have a few minutes left to wrap up these sessions. So if you have anything to say, to the viewers that who are watching us at the moment, and those who will watch this video later on, because it will be recorded in Facebook, so they will watch it. So is there any message that you want to give to the audience, the viewers, about this program, about the game, or about how they should move ahead with such kinds of game as a game marketer perspective? I don't know how whether I said it correctly or not.
Yeah, it's fine. So talking about the game is really a great thing. So it will help people to know lots of information. So when I see a game that are published in the international market, it's more about generating revenues. But the game we are talking about right now, this game is not about just earning the revenue, but it's giving a opportunity that no one gets. So I would say to the viewers that download the game, understand how it works. Even you don't understand the game, let give past information, know how it works. You can get feedbacks to us. How can we improve the game so that more users can play, refer the game, and yeah, play the game. The main thing is and have fun.
Okay. Thank you, Vishal, for your input. I think it's time to wrap up the session again. So those who are just joining at this point, or who just joined in between and missed the main idea of having this session, is I would like to say that this session is a part of our program for Yuri's Night celebration. We called it a tribute to the first man in space, which we started on April 6th and we are ending today. So we still have one more event in Vairava tomorrow, which was rescheduled from April 10. And today we basically discuss about our Terranaut Nepal program and the main backbone, I would say backbone of the program called game called Cosmonaut Space Dash, and some reviews from Bishal representing Sroth. So with this session, we explore some ways on collaboration. So we find some ways to collaborate, and we got some feedback, some queries on very nice queries. Though I could not answer it correctly, but Bishal corrected it, and that is possible. So if it is possible, we will definitely make it happen. That's the spirit we are holding. And yes, this game is a little bit different. It is not only about the revenue generation. In fact, this game, if more people pay, the game introduced by Terraztra, especially this Cosmo Run Space Dash, is more to create space awareness and giving each company visibility in the global market rather than getting revenue from it, because he has other products which gives more money to him when he sells that product than he gets revenue from this app. So don't think that this app is just to get revenue. If you play and he will make money, I don't think even when I had discussions, the money we will generate is not enough to buy space and time there, and also the flight to go up. It's very expensive. So let's utilize the resources that we have in our hand wisely. Let's play the game. Let's be a part of it, and we will definitely looking forward to work with you all to make it more accessible and to make this program happen. So, but it is possible only when we work together. Space teaches to work together. So with this note, I would like to thank Bishal once again. Thank you very much for joining us to this session. And we look forward to welcome you again and have more discussion in coming days. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for all the listeners and viewers watching
Yep.
this show live today. And if you have any queries, please feel free to email or inbox us or comment. So we'll be happy to answer them after this session as well as possible. So we'll try our best to answer all your queries as possible. And we are looking forward to your feedbacks. Thank you very much once again, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
So
Namaste.
much for the time. Thank you.